My goal as a teacher is to communicate with my students the things that they need to do in class. That's my goal for class time. The time that I set aside maybe during class as well for it to work on playlists or other different things, that's different. But when we're working together as a class, my goal is how can I set something up where I can communicate with you how to improve your cognitive skills. So the projects are my cheat to do that. So I'll choose a project where when you turn in that project, there's a component of that project that demands a certain cognitive skill, like arguing from evidence. And then when I'm looking at that project and I'm grading at the end, I can say, this is how good a student is at arguing from evidence. But I don't want to leave it just there. I don't think that's enough communication. So I can take a project, I can break into reasonable chunks that students can turn in along the way. And as they turn in these chunks along the way that are helping them build this project, I can get on my computer and comment on what they're saying and what they're doing and give them feedback so that along the way they're improving rather than just saying, where are you at and giving you a grade. I can say, here's how you can improve as we're going towards this one big goal. And that is an incredibly useful tool to just increase the level of communication I have with students in a way that benefits them and targets them towards our class goal of improving our cognitive skills. And in general, it's worked out pretty well for me. Every time I've assigned a project and I have these checkpoints and I give them feedback, they tend to revise that according to the feedback and in general give me much higher quality final projects than they would have given me if I had done something different. If I had just said, here's a project, work on it, and at the end turned it in. This system works way better of just checkpoints, feedback, checkpoint, feedback, and I end up getting that kind of stuff. This also enables me to have the kind of conversations in class where I can continue to build relationships with students that work. I don't need to be a friend with my student, but I do need to have a good working relationship with them, which demands me knowing what they're thinking and what they're doing. And if I have been checking in every week on their checkpoints, I know what they're thinking or doing. And I can, when I go talk to them in class, I can be like, hey, you're struggling with this idea. How can I help? And we become this team working towards a goal rather than just this controlling overlord who tells you whether or not you're smart enough to survive or not, which I far prefer the former and not the latter.